Okay, take two. Welcome to the call, everybody. All right. Well, we are going to get started. It's 2 days after Christmas. So wherever you're at in your celebrations, whether you're all ready to focus on the new year or you're still doing Christmas or you're enjoying a lazy week, I knew that everybody could use a dose of awesome inspiration tonight. So we are so thrilled that Angel was available to come on. She is a brand new national marketing director. She is here in Middle Tennessee, right in Becca Thorpe's backyard, right down in Franklin. And I know they've done events together before. One thing that I love about
She's
Angel.
left me now. She moved to Murfreesboro.
Oh,
I moved.
I didn't know that. But anytime I see Angel, her just one thing that jumps out at me is just her contagious energy, just so positive, so hopeful. And when I heard her health story the first time, you guys, I was blown away. I don't remember all the details, so I'm so excited to hear it again. I'm so thrilled that she's a new national marketing director. Some of her team are on tonight to join us. So thank you for being on. And I'm just going to turn it over to her and let her share her story. And we could not be more proud of you, Angel. Congratulations. Woohoo.
Thank you guys. I'm so happy. And yeah, thank you Ellen and Cindy and Marsha and Julie for being on here tonight. I just love having a team. It's so amazing. And I know a lot of you are probably like, I want a team, but just keep going. It'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah, I'm just going to jump into my health story because that's kind of how it all started. I wouldn't know Juice Plus if it wasn't for needing it, right? So yeah, how many of you started Juice Plus because you really needed health? Like that was your main focus. Yeah, I think a lot of us come into this business because of that. Yes. So I was always fit and in the gym. I love working out. As a little kid, I was in dance lessons and cheerleading and all that. That's just who I am. I love it. And if any of y'all did the Enneagram test, I'm a 7. The 7 is the cheerleader. That's just who I am naturally. But in 2009, I started losing hearing. And after lots of appointments, I won't go into all the details, but I finally got an MRI and had a huge tumor growing into my brainstem, and it had to completely crush my auditory nerve. That's why I went deaf. And I had to have a 14-hour brain surgery. And in that surgery, after that surgery, I had to relearn to walk, talk, swallow, everything again. And I was left with facial paralysis. And right now it doesn't look that bad, but in the beginning it was horrible. I looked like a monster. And I'll never forget, my surgery was on October 21, and my son at the time was 9 and my daughter was 12. And of course, she was happy because she could go do whatever she wanted. I had friends taking her places and doing things. She was middle school. But my son was more the sensitive one in elementary school. And I remember he said, I just want you to be able to walk down the street and let me trick or treat to see my friends. And I want you to go with me. That was his main thing. So I was determined. And they said it may be 1.5 years before I was back to living life as normal. But guys, I was in the gym in 6 weeks. And I couldn't really see. I had double vision and I couldn't drive. My husband took me and propped me up. But I was just really determined. And I think we all need that in life. You know, we all need that because we're all going to go through hard stuff. You know, bad things happen. As long as you're on this earth, something's going to happen. So I just want to encourage y'all, fight for what you want. And I was able to walk down the street for the trick-or-treating, but I was actually sitting on our front porch handing out candy when my son was off doing his thing. And y'all, I scared a little girl. That's how bad I looked. This side of my face was like literally hanging. My head was shaved. I had a big patch. And she thought I was dressed up like a scary monster. And it was a horrible time for me, just realizing I'll never look the same. My face, unless a miracle happens, and I believe in miracles. But, you know, just think of that if your face is disfigured. And it's not just about the looks either. There's certain things I can't do, or I still can't hear. That's a long story. But anyway, just, you know, life issues. So I got back to normal, working out. I still didn't look right, but I was feeling good and thankful for my health, right? And then a year later, I had to have my annual MRI. That's how it started, that 1 year mark. And it had grown again. And we were just devastated. My stomach, I just remember feeling sick, like I cannot go through that again. And I had two neurosurgeons because it was such a long surgery, and they were like, we would not do that again. But radiation is the best thing right now. So I had 27 rounds every day, and I did really well throughout it. But at the end is when I got really sick. My hair fell out. I had spots on my face. They said, your teeth may fall out. It was awful. It was a bad season. And I remember feeling so sick in the bed with fever and chills. I couldn't eat. I lost weight. And I just thought, I'm going to die. I just thought I could literally die. And my sweet boy said, Mama, that means it's working. And so I held on to that. You know how people speak words over you, you can receive them or deny it. And I thought, okay, it's working. It's doing what it needs to do. And I knew it was poison. But that's what we were left with. Sometimes you have to choose the lesser of the evils. And I remember once I started feeling better, I started doing my own research on how to be healthy. Because like I said, I was in the gym, I was fit, but I did not understand you can be fit and not healthy until I went through this. So I started doing my research, and everything I read always boiled down to we need more fruits and vegetables. It was just like common knowledge. That's a foundation for all health. And so I started trying to eat better. I still was drinking Diet Cokes and eating a lot of processed foods and all those horrible things, but I started trying to add more and do better. And that's what I met Rebecca Dorton, who's a nurse, and she invited me to learn more about Juice Plus. And she explained that it's not vitamins, because we have plenty of vitamins. My husband's a pharmacist, and he loves, buying all that kind of stuff, and we have a collection. But she explained how it was fruits and vegetables. I went to the event, which is something huge that we never need to take for granted. We need to go to events. When we have doctors, we need to get there and get people there, because that just made sense to me. And I said, yes, I want this. I want this for my children. And she said, well, for $50, you can be a partner and or rep, something like that, and get it at the best price. And that's what I did. And I didn't even really think about making it a business. But that was in April of 2012. And I started taking it, loved it. I kept, just kept ordering it, kept buying it. Eventually got my whole family on it. And then in my classes, people would ask, how do you have so much energy? How do you, feel so good? And I would tell people. So I had a few customers, but I really didn't know anything about the business, guys. And I had even unsubscribed from all the emails because I thought this company is annoying. They sent so many emails. So I really didn't do anything with the business, which now I'm like, why? I should have started then. But God's timing is always perfect. And a few years later, I think it was in 2017, we're trying to figure out 2017, 2018, Dr. Doug Odom saw my name on a report. And there were 4 people between us. But he saw my name on the report, did not know who I was. He just saw that I was actually qualified, which I knew nothing. I didn't know what that meant. And I had not gotten any bonuses or promotions, nothing like that. So he reached out and just called me. And all I remember him saying was, this is Doug Odom with Juice Plus. I see you've been taking Juice Plus. And, I talked about it. And then I just remember him saying, would you like to make this a business? I mean, there was no fluff or beating around the bush. He just said, would you like to make this a business? And I said, yes, absolutely. Because guys, my degree's in education, and I taught school before I had kids, but then I became a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't really have any desire to work. I love teaching my fitness classes, but when my son got to high school and my daughter was in college, I decided I need to contribute, because my husband had been providing all these years, and I had just, been living the life, teaching fitness classes, going to Bible studies and all this. So I was starting to feel like I need to start adding some finances because as your kids get older, they get more expensive, right? So, yes. So I actually got a job as a health coach for Healthways. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. It's a big building in Cool Springs that I thought it was going to be so nice. And I had some great training. I learned a lot, but I hated it. I hated being in the cubicle. I couldn't teach my classes. I thought I was ready for that, but I'm just not cut out for that. And I had 2 computers going, and it was just really challenging for me being in my 40s. And, these young people out of college, it was no big deal, but it was stressing me out and causing a lot of stress because also at this particular corporate job, they were not nice. Like my boss lied about me to cover herself for something she had mistakenly done. And I just was shocked. I'd never been around people who lied, who just were not honest. I just could not believe it. And I quit that job. And it was just perfect timing when Dr. Odom called me and I said yes to the business. And so when I said yes, he just lit up. He's like, all right, let's get 3 people to join your team. And I was like, okay. And I actually did. Ellen is one of those, and she's on here tonight. She had experienced our product and done the shred and just had amazing results. So she signed up, and then my other friend Trina, who's a nurse and did Zumba with me, she loved the products and signed up. And then my other friend, Jennifer, was one of my very first customers who took my classes, and her children really benefited from Juice Plus. So they all 3 signed up. 2 made QSC, 1 Partner Plus, and then I made sales coordinator. And it happened so fast. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. But then I got stuck. Anybody ever feel stuck? Oh my gosh. Yes. So I was stuck there at the sales coordinator for a long, long time. But I was having fun. I love my products. We were doing Zumba parties and whatever, making protein balls and dancing with Becca, just having a good old time. Yeah, girl. But, I think during that time I was learning. And if you're stuck, just say, okay, Lord, what are you teaching me? And just receive it, because there's never a wasted day. There's never a wasted day. Wherever you are, it's where God wants you. And when you're ready for the next level, you're going to be ready. It's all up here. It's all up here, guys. And so when they changed the compensation plan and added QSSC, I got excited because I thought, I think I've already done all that. And it was just so awesome that the company did that. And it also was right the 2020 quarantine, right? So when the gyms closed down, and, I couldn't go teach 12 classes a week. What did I do? I started walking the neighborhood and listening to podcasts. And I found a lady named Jessie Lee. Do y'all ever listen to her? #Boss Lee. Oh my gosh. She set me on fire. And I started listening to her every day. And it really started changing my mind. And also this book, and I'm leading it. I lead it every January. We make vision boards, but it's Dream It, Pin It, Live It by Terry Savelle Foy. She's a Christian. Her dad's a preacher that I knew from a long time ago. And she's just awesome for mindset. And it's all from a godly perspective. So anyway, I'm leading a book club. If y'all want to do this with me, just let me know. And we're going to make vision boards. But I started really getting my mind right, and I started wanting to grow this business and just on a new level. And so in 2020, I reached QSSC and SSC, like back to back, and just having so much fun. And what the really fun part was really having a team and helping them reach their goals. And I was starting to really understand it better, because network marketing is different from anything else. So the more you can dig in with your relationships and finding people who want this, because we know not everybody who signs up wants this. I didn't want it at first. So you have to have a lot of team members. You got to invite. And then you're going to be just amazed at the ones who rise up and say, I want to do this. And then you're like, yes, somebody who wants this. And it's just so much fun. So Jessie Lee, Allie, her name's Jessie Lee. So anyway, I just had so much fun. And then last year, this year, what am I talking about? 2021, I'd reached QNMD and the momentum was up. And I knew if I slow down, I could lose this. So I want to encourage all of you too. If you reach a goal, don't stop. Keep going. Keep going till you get to the level you want to get at. Just keep going till you get to the level you want to get at. And a good piece of advice I heard one time was, you don't have to put the pedal to the metal the whole time. You can bring it up a little bit, but keep pushing. Keep doing those daily activities. Touch your business every single day so you do not lose that momentum. So yeah, so I got to QNMD in August, and then in November, NMD. So it was just so much fun. It's so much energy. Yes, it was so much fun. It's so much energy. But guys, what I found, I was just thinking about what I was going to say, and I found this. Kimberly, I think I got this at Next Gen. So do y'all remember this? Did anybody else get this? Okay, I got this. And I remember the first time I actually said in my mind, I want to be an NMD, was at a Next Gen conference. And y'all, that was so much fun because conference is huge. You know, there's so many people and you can kind of feel a little bit lost. But when I went to this Next Gen, it was just smaller. There were people like me, you know, it was just so much fun, all ages, all stages. And I remember Kimberly had all the NMDs get on stage, and you had, I don't know if you remember this, it was at that, I think a hotel conference room, but yeah, so there was like a hairdresser, a stay-at-home mom, a
I
teacher.
had them all share what their background was before they made it to NMD, so you could see all the different walks of life.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was awesome. And I remember thinking, I think I could do this. I love this. I love the energy. I love the people. I think you had Dr. David Phillips at that one. Yes. And that was the first time I heard him speak. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So that's when I got this little card and I wrote NMD on there, and I kept it all these years. So I thought that was cool. It took me a long time, but you know, once I made the decision, I did it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. Enjoy the journey. You know, there's a song about that. I can't remember. I think it's that song Champion by Carrie Underwood. I love that song. The little rapping part. And he goes through all the words like consistency, persistence. You know, it's not like there's one magic button to reaching a level. It's a lot of little things, and it's those little things every day that add up. It's the daily habits. And like I said, it's really up here. It's mindset. If you're not growing your mind, maybe that's something you need to check into. You know, if you're stuck and you want to grow, start reading personal development, start listening to podcasts every day. I just can't get enough. I get addicted to it. My family's like, okay, stop. But this is stuff that it's just life changing, not just for you, but for your family, not just for your business, but just all the people in your life. So I did that. And then I thought, how blessed am I to have Harriet Sulcer above me. So now I'm in her group, and she gave me these scriptures. And every day I would look at these. And the first one is Psalm 5:12. You bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield. And I wrote the word favor, and I have favor. That was kind of one of my daily affirmations, is I have favor. And you know, I always speak from the perspective of a Christian. That's just who I am. So if you know the Lord, if you walk with the Lord, you have favor. You know, you have favor. And sometimes you have to remind yourself of that, because the world is not going to tell you that. Okay. So you got to speak it over yourself. And then the other word was commit. And it came from Proverbs 16:3. Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed. They will succeed if you commit it to the Lord. If you commit it to him, it's his. So you're like, have your way, Lord. It's up to, it's up to you. If you want me to succeed, I'm going to succeed. And then the last one was expect. Psalm 62:5. Let all that I am wait patiently before God, for my hope is in him. And just expect blessings, expect miracles. Because if you don't, you're not going to do the work. And really, that's the whole thing about mindset. When you believe it, that it's going to happen, your brain has neurons that are going to make you get there, do the actions, but you got to constantly feed your faith every day. Feed your faith, and starve the negativity. I got to where I just don't even want to be around negative people. I just can't. It stresses me out and drains me. So, have those strong, firm boundaries, protect yourself. And, my mom taught me this a long time ago. She got this from a psychiatrist. Okay. So everybody do this little activity with me. Okay. Act like you're holding a baby. Okay. Hold the baby. Now look at the little face. Look at the little eyes and the little hair and the little nose, and count the fingers and count the toes and that precious baby. And in your mind, you would never let anything happen to that baby. You're going to protect that baby, right? You would never drop the baby. You would never let somebody come get the baby. Now look at the baby's eyes, and that baby is you. That is you. And you have to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself. You have to nourish and speak life into that baby. It's called parenting yourself. And, many of us didn't have ideal parents. So you have to figure out how to parent yourself. And we're all grown women here now. So, Kimberly's over there like, I got my mama. She's parenting me. Well, you're blessed, girl. You're blessed beyond measure. Blah, blah. But anyway, I just want to encourage you all to love yourself, take care of yourself. And there's one more thing. I was listening to this lady on TikTok. I got addicted to TikTok. But she was talking about manifesting. And that's really a God thing. That's faith. It really is faith. But she said to ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, how would I act if I already had everything I wanted? And you got to do that. And I remember Dr. Odom told me to start acting like an NMD. He said, if you want to be an NMD, act like an NMD. I didn't really know what that meant, but I think I started doing it. And then, she went into the law of assumption. You assume the feelings you would have if you got to that level. What would you actually feel? And then she said, if that stays with you long enough, then the law of action. You'll start doing the works, right? You can't just feel it. You got to do the work that goes with it. And then the law of attraction. Whatever you're putting out there is what you're going to get. So if you're attracting a lot of negativity, think about you. Are you in a negative mindset? You want to attract people who want to work, who want to make a difference in the world, who want to make an impact. So I thought that was cool. And then the second question, what would someone who already loved themselves do? If you really loved yourself, like you love that little baby in your arms, what would you do every day to take care of you? So achieve your goals from love. It's an act of service. And when we really love the people we're talking to, we want to serve them. We want to help them because we know Juice Plus can help them. I remember Marsha's on this call, and she said when I was sharing Juice Plus with her, she said she looked at the ingredients, and of course they're going to help you. That's just a no-brainer. How can you not put these ingredients in your body every day and them not help you, right? So when you're sharing with people, just have that heart that wants to really help them and serve them. If they don't want it, they're just not ready yet. They don't know how good it is yet. And so we have to share with them how awesome and wonderful it is and all those ingredients. And if you just keep sharing and keep loving, people will come to you years later. It happened to me. People say they've been following me for years. Becca's shaking her head. Yes. They're watching you every day. So be consistent, show up. You don't have to be perfect. Be messy. Just show up. just show up and be consistent, because consistency is the key to success in everything. Exercise, eating right, working your business. It's got to be an everyday thing. Yay! That's all I got, Kimberly.
All right,
Oh my
Angel, well, I
gosh.
got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Number 1, tell us a little bit about your health now post Juice Plus and some of the things Juice Plus has done for you, because that's always super encouraging. And then number 2, I want to know about that check in your background that says $13,000.
Oh,
What are your
gosh,
visions?
yes. Okay. Number 1. Yes, guys, it's so incredible because I had the surgery, and then it grew back, and I had radiation. And then I didn't tell y'all, after that, after a month of the radiation, they said it grew again. And we were like, no way. And the doctor said, maybe it's inflammation. I can't believe it has grown again. Let's wait another month. And we did it again, and then no growth. And then that was right around the time I started taking Juice Plus. I started taking Juice Plus in October. In April. But I don't remember I need to get the exact timing, but no growth since. So praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I still have a tiny bit of tumor in my head. They cannot get out because it will kill me, because it's intertwined in the nerves keeping me alive. But they say as long as it's not growing, I'm good. And I have to have another MRI soon. They said 3 to 5 years, and we're coming up on 5 years. So I got to make that dreaded appointment. If you've ever had a health scare, you know those dreaded appointments. But yeah, Becca's like, yes, girl. So just keep me in your prayers when you think about me. I appreciate that. And y'all, that check, can y'all see that? I'll get it. This is so interesting because this never comes up. Kimberly, you're the first person to ever say anything about it in Juice Plus.
Get my
But
eyes
y'all,
I know.
this is a long, long story. But I'll just give you the short version. Before any of the brain tumor stuff started, which my son thinks the brain tumor could be because of the stress of my mom being murdered. My mother was murdered, and it was a most horrible thing. I mean, the brain tumor is nothing compared to that, nothing. So I actually solved the case myself. And it's a long, long story, but I got this money to go to Vocal, which is a victims advocacy house where they have children who come in, their parents have been murdered. And so they have to have a company go and clean the house and give the children a safe place to stay. So that's just one of the causes that are dear to my heart. And so I kept that because I was pretty proud of doing that. And so I loved every February, which is the month my mom was found. She was missing for a month and a half. So right around Valentine's Day, I always have a dance party, and we give it to a domestic violence center. Because if she had had the right support and help, she may be alive today. But people have to choose it. You don't ever know. There's so many elements, but if you can help women escape, just look for those opportunities. So that's what that is, Kimberly.
Wow.
That's amazing. You, on so many levels, Angel, are such an inspiration. And I just think, just hearing that other passion and just knowing what this business can do for you because of the things that you're involved in and the causes that you are so passionate about. I mean, just how many people you're going to be able to help. I'm thrilled for you, and I wish you so much more success. And I'm so happy for your team as they continue to grow and earn those bonuses, those big bonus checks.
Yes.
Help a lot of people,
Yes.
right? We earn more so we can give more.
Exactly. It is such a blessing. I was just praying that today. I still haven't got my Christmas bonus. It's late. But I'm like, that is so nice to get a Christmas bonus from the company. And I can do whatever I want with that.
Yep.
You
Well,
know?
They probably thought they already wrote it because they're writing so many other bonus checks for you, Angel. So-
I know. I still haven't got my QNMD little plaque. And I'm like, because I got NMD like right after. And I don't know if they just forgot or got lost or what. But I'm like, I want all my little trophies and all my checks. I'm sure they're coming.
First, and then the trophies will come later, right?
Yes.
Priorities.
Right. Right.
Oh, wow. Well, your story is awesome. Angel, I am just so thankful that you were on to share with us. I'm going to stop the recording, but if you have a couple of minutes and want to stay on, I don't know if anybody had any questions they wanted to ask Angel.